Hi guys, thought I'd make another video to show you some of the new features, and I'll try and make this a quick one because the last video did go on for a while. So some of the new cool features that I've been working on are procedural physics grabbing, so grabbing objects without needing to have a dummy hand or anything where an animation's set up already. So I'll show you here. So you can see the fingers kind of deform around the object. And it's not perfect, I'm still working on this. One of the issues I've had is that the fingers can kind of shake a little bit. Not so much when the hand's still, but when you're moving around like this, you see the fingers, they start to move around. So the grip might be there, and then see the fingers, they start to curl inwards when the player moves around. So I was able to fix that by using a snapshot pose in the animation blueprint. So I'll turn that on, I'll show you the difference. Oh, actually, I don't need to do that. I just realized there's already a cube that has that set up, this one here. So what it's doing is it's going to do the procedural physics grab, and then it's going to save that to the animation blueprint and then turn off the physics or lower the physics so the fingers don't wobble around as much. The pose gets set up and saved, and then that's what's used for the animation. But there is a little bit of a kind of a jolt when it changes. So you see there, kind of there was a bit of a change in the position of the fingers, but now you see that it doesn't move. So when the player moves around like this, or when the cube interacts with the environment, the fingers, they don't curl inwards, there's no change there, which is nice. So I just need to fix the issue where after about a second, when it saves the snapshot pose, you get that kind of jolt. There, it wasn't too obvious. It was not really as bad because the hand's quite spread out. Sometimes it can just depend on the type of grip you're using. It's normally better on larger objects like this. And this seems to be working quite well. So I can show you on some other objects. On this torch, there's no animation or anything set up, I'm just grabbing it. And then it's saving the snapshot pose there. But for a torch, it probably won't work as well. It's better for objects where the hand is kind of spread out like this. And this works on both hands. And even on the guns as well. So at the moment, the guns are set up to use the dummy hands. But on this example here, I've just got the mesh, and the gun isn't usable like the other ones. But you can see how you could grab it like that, and it will save the snapshot pose. So yeah, it's not perfect. See, the thumb hasn't quite made contact, but a lot of the time it does work quite nicely. So I'm going to continue trying to improve this, but it's fairly good at the moment, and is a nice alternative for if you don't want to set up the grips in the dummy hands within the actor, and you just want to have a physics object that you can grab in the level where the grip doesn't have to be perfect. So objects that you're just throwing around, not like tools and weapons and things where you might want to have a dummy hand and have it snap to that exact location. And then some of the other features I've been working on. So when you reload now, the hand stays snapped to the magazine, and when you grab it, it also goes back to the magazine grip like that. So it's set up right now so that you can't pull out the magazine until you press the release button on the gun. And this can be changed if you want, but I thought this would make it more realistic. So I press the release button on my right controller, and that makes the magazine pop out like that. And then here I can just release the grip button. But this is optional. You can have it the old method where you do just pull the mag straight out as soon as you grab it. And then another cool feature, which is a small one, but I just thought I'd add it in, is blending the grip poses with the dummy hand animations. So it's got the dummy hand animation from the gun being applied to the hand, but it's also blending the grip pose when I remove my finger when I remove my index finger from the controller trigger. So this might be good if you want to have, proper trigger discipline in your game, if that's important. Or it might not really make much difference, but yeah, it wasn't too hard to set up, so I added that in. Another feature is when you're reloading now, the rounds are chambered along a spline, so they animate in like that, which is quite nice. So now, instead of just sort of popping in, you can see them getting pushed along like that. And this just feels more realistic. So before, you had, at this point, the round would just snap to where the bolt was. But now you can see it getting pushed along. And when you move the bolt back, it stays there until it's all the way in. And then it connects to the extractor like that. So that's a nice little feature. And then the last one is the physics that I've put on the quick release paddle, which doesn't always work. I still need to play around with the values, but so I'll fire the last round that was in the chamber and then pop this in. And you might not be able to see clearly in the video, but there is some physics on there. You can see it moving slightly, and you might have heard that click, and now it's popped in. And it's not always that efficient because it doesn't work 100% of the time, but you can just kind of slap it against your hand. So if I fire the last round, see there, it's sometimes flicking the gun like that is enough force for the paddle to actually move, so I still need to play around with these values. But I'll try again just for the video. So yeah, you can see the extractor, the bolt is held back like that, and then you can just slap the gun against your hand to do the quick release, or you can slap your hand against the gun like that instead of manually pulling back the charging handle. But yeah, it's not a huge feature, just something that I thought I'd add because I had a bit of time when I was looking at the reloading anyway. And then yeah, I'm going to release an EXE as well for people to start testing, because most of these features have been developed quite far. They're quite far along now, so I can share this and you guys can test it and tell me what you think and give me some feedback. Alright, thanks for watching.